right? And they were upset about the fact that I said that I felt like Gypsy would reoffend. Um, and she made a comment about how she hoped that Gypsy reoffended on me. You'll have to go listen to the live. Somebody clipped it and sent it to me because, like, I don't have time to sit and watch their lives. Like, I don't have that kind of time. I wish I did, but I don't. Nor do I fucking care to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have shit to do. But I was upset about it because I'm like, what do you mean you hope that she that she reoffends on me? Are you saying that that you hope she hurts me? Is that what the fuck you're saying? So I posted the video of the live so you guys can go, like, you can leave my live stream and go check it out. It's on my YouTube and it's on my TikTok page. Thank you, Ariel. I was really fucking annoyed with, like, the whole thing because it's like, you're upset at me for giving my opinion about the shit that Gypsy does, and because you're upset with me for giving my opinion, which this is a fucking free country, I can give my opinion on whatever I want, you're gonna threaten that you hope that she reoffends on me? Like, I take that pretty seriously considering Gypsy's a fucking murderer, you know? It's not like Gypsy was convicted of a DUI. She was convicted of second degree murder, but planned and premeditated first degree murder. Right. My opinion isn't wrong. The fact that she is having Bree do these live streams and, like, bully creators just proves that Gypsy will reoffend. She's doing the exact same thing that she did with Nicholas. She's utilizing Bree as her tool to harm other people, which is exactly what she did with Nicholas. She used Nicholas to carry out the crime that she wanted against her mother, and she's now utilizing Bree in order to do the same thing. Yeah, she'll reoffend. So, Shayna, I am going to figure that out. I am going to figure out what I can do about the threat. And somebody had the nerve to comment on my live stream and be like, I'm still failing to see the threat. And I'm like, if you don't see the threat, then you're part of the problem. Like, you're literally part of the problem if you can't see that those words, I hope she reoffends on you, how that is threatening to somebody when Gypsy is a convicted killer. Like, again, it's not like she committed DUI and her reoffending would be another DUI. She committed murder, and her reoffending, in my mind, I'm going straight back to the crime that she committed before, which the reason why she went to jail was because she committed a murder. Let me move some things around so that light isn't, like, blinding you all. So everyone was saying for me to call the police. So I am going to figure out, like, what to do to get in contact with the police to try to figure out how to go about, making a report and pressing charges and that sort of thing. Because it was done over the internet. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like she lives in the same town and communicated threats, like, over the phone or in person. The threats that she communicated were done via the internet. So I don't know how it works. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. I don't know how it works to report someone who is communicating threats over the internet. She does. Doesn't she remind you of Casey Anthony? Like, just their attitude, it's very similar. Okay, local police. So the thing about the whole taking it to the PO is that it wasn't Gypsy, it was Bree. So I don't know if reporting it to Gypsy's PO is going to matter because it wasn't Gypsy who did it. It was Bree who did it. The FBI cyber crimes. Okay. So I'm going to contact the police first, my local police department, let them know that there was a threat communicated. And I almost would say that the threat was made against my life. Like, I feel like that's a life threatening threat, you know? Because, again, if it was coming from somebody else, then I wouldn't really think twice about it. But because of who it's coming from, yeah, she is doing it on Gypsy's behalf. But because of who she's doing it for, that's what makes it so worrisome. That's what makes it threatening. You know what I mean? Like, normally those words, I hope she reoffends on you, wouldn't be that serious if it wasn't coming from a convicted killer. And then somebody said that she was in that same live stream and she was talking about my children, but I have not gotten any clips of that, so I don't know if that is true or not. I don't know if there's somebody that that recorded, like, screen recorded the live that can actually, share it with me so I can see if she did in fact do or say something that would be like threatening to my kids. Because somebody said that she was in the same live stream and that she was talking about my son. And then there's people in the comments being like, well, if you can't stand in the kitchen, or if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And I'm like, what I'm doing and what they're doing are literally not the same thing. They're not sharing their opinion about who I am and the things that I'm doing. They're threatening. That's different. If she was just sharing her opinion about me on her live stream, okay, whatever, fine, cool. Have your opinion. You cross the line when you start making threats to people. That's not the same thing as sharing an opinion. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same thing. I don't watch her either. I know there are some people who like screen record Gypsy's lives, and there used to be people who screen recorded Bree's lives, but I don't know if they still do that. The reason why they're targeting me, Buffy, is because of that video that I posted yesterday. Remember? I think I played it when you were on the live. But if I didn't, I can play it again. I just basically said that I thought that Gypsy would reoffend. What am I dressed up for? It's self-care Saturday. I got my PJs on. I got a mask on. Self-care Saturday. Normally I don't go live on Saturday because this is what I do. This is what I do on Saturday. I do think that because Lifetime used some of my content in the show, that kind of opened up a door for jealousy, because Gypsy made a comment on one of my videos about my looks, saying that I looked all Hollywood, and that what'd she say? She said something about me looking all Hollywood after being on the show, and that I think that I think I'm someone important, basically. I've only been live for 10 minutes. So it just sent you the notification. That's not bad, I guess. 10 minutes. Sharon, thank you. I feel brave some days. Not all the time. I put this on like right before I went live. So I think I'm supposed to keep it on for like 15-20 minutes. Hey everybody. Hey Violet. Hey Buffy. Hey Kathleen. Hey Janice. Hey Shayna. Hey Miss Anonymous. Everybody is so like, everyone knows that once Gypsy gets closer and closer to getting off of parole, like she's getting more and more unhinged. Have you seen all the dancing videos that she's doing? Like, she is desperate for attention, this girl. Hello. Yes, I love Mrs. Doubtfire. Yes, she's projecting onto me for sure. And you can tell she's desperate by the videos that she's posting. Like Dove shower gel videos and dancing trends. Like she's a teenager. It's weird. So apparently Bree and them were able to get Ivory Rose Grows Wild's page taken down. So her page is taken down and she had to start a new page. She does have the mentality of a 14-year-old, and this is what we're seeing because of her mentality of a 14-year-old. Thank you for coming and hanging out, Sheena. Even if you can't stay long, I'm not going to stay long either. I normally don't even go live on Saturday night. I was gonna do the Bad Influence Netflix series, but I forgot that it was my daughter's prom night, so I've been busy with her. That's a good idea, Donna. Sharon, that's a really good question. Why doesn't TikTok put a stop? Maybe not enough people are reporting her, like, at the same time. I think if people were like mass reporting her all at the same time, then it might be something that they would look into. I do know that Nadatha had mentioned in one of her videos that we should like write to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and all these platforms to let them know like having Gypsy on their platform is dangerous for the younger crowd. I think these dancing videos that she's doing point to a different Gypsy. I don't think that who we're seeing is Gypsy. I think who we're seeing is either Ruby or Demona. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. Who was interviewing people in the same prison as Gypsy? Thank you, Shayna. There's been a few people in the same prison as Gypsy. Yeah, I think that that's what Nadatha was talking about. That at the end of April, there is supposed to be like new rules on TikTok that felons are not supposed to be allowed, depending on like what their crime was. Like obviously Gypsy was convicted of murder, so like she wouldn't be allowed on the platform if those rules actually go into play. Yeah, I've watched some of Prison Princess's 444 video. I've seen some of her videos. I think that she's back at Christy's house because you can tell by the background that she's back at Christy's house. And I think that whenever she's at Christy's house, she's not getting the attention that she wants, which is why she's constantly looking to social media to give her that validation and attention that she craves so much. I don't think that she's necessarily getting that attention from Ken either, but I think when she goes to her dad's house, she's really looking for that male validation, that male attention. And because there's no other guys there to give it to her, this is what she resorts to. She resorts to looking for attention through social media. Girl, I have no idea how a new mother has all that time. I was so fucking tired when I had my two kids. Like, I was so tired because I was up every couple of hours nursing. Like, I didn't have any time to do anything. Sometimes I would be like falling asleep while my baby was nursing. Yeah, I heard that too, Buffy. I didn't know that you were able to be on an IUD and the pill at the same time. So I questioned the validity of that statement of hers because I didn't know that you could do both at the same time. Kathleen, I think that house that Christy and Rod live in is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. I don't think that there are any other bathrooms. It's only 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. It's a very, very tiny house. That's what I thought, right? Like, what's the need to be on the IUD and the pill at the same time, right? That's what I thought. I would assume that if you're taking that much birth control, that it would be ineffective. I did see the date on the DNA test. I did. I saw it. It looked like it was 10/28/24. Right, Tiffany? It's like a double negative. It's almost like you wouldn't be able to, like, they would cancel each other out, is how I would think about it in my mind. Because you don't necessarily need both. I mean, anytime I was on birth control, it was just one. Like, when I was on birth control, I had the Nuva ring, and you just like put it up inside you, and it's just like a circle thing, and it just hangs out in your vagina for 21 days, and then you take it out when you're on your period, and you switch to a new one. I don't know. I don't know if they'll give that information, Sharon, if the baby is Ryan's or not. But I would assume they would have had to have had another paternity test after doing that paid one that Gypsy did, because that one wasn't court ordered. That was one that she paid for out of her personal, you know, account. So I don't know that that would count. And if that would have been enough for Ryan to be like, okay, fine, I believe you, and sign off that he's not the father. You think he's cheating on her? Well, from what Gypsy said, he's working 6 days a week. So for me, that says a lot. If you're working 6 days a week, that tells me that you like legitimately do not want to be around her, because most people who are newly in a relationship are not going to be trying to separate for 6 days a week. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to really want to spend time with one another. And the fact that he's trying to get away from her says a lot. Oh, that would be crazy. Yeah, there's definitely trouble in paradise for sure. Hey, Care Bear. I think there has been for a while. Yeah, I heard her say that she wanted to get an anchor tattoo for her dad. This is why I don't go live on Saturdays, guys. Because I'm like doing stuff. I find it easier to just rinse my face off in the tub. The sink, I make a mess. I get like water everywhere. Yeah, I heard her say that things had slowed down in the bedroom. Hey, Mandolin. I think the reason why Ken isn't being intimate with her is because he's trying to distance himself from her. And then somebody on somebody on Bree's live last night, because I mentioned that in one of my videos, they were like, well, he had a whole baby with her. How can you reduce intimacy when you have a whole baby with somebody? And I'm like, you can have sex with somebody, get them pregnant, and then not have sex with them anymore after that. Like, like having a baby doesn't mean shit. It doesn't have anything to do with how much a couple is having sex. Absolutely nothing. My dog loves to lick the bathtub whenever I'm like done in it. That I don't know why. He loves that. That's like his favorite thing to do. He'll just go lick up all the water. So I just let him. I mean, I don't care. I'll just let him. He can drink all the water he wants. So your dog likes to do that too. That's cute. I don't know that it's someone else. I just don't think he wants to be with Gypsy intimately. I think he's trying to legitimately reduce any type of interaction with her, because I think he's trying to pull away. I think he's like annoyed with her and wants some separation. Yes, Squiggles. We could talk about the dances. He's probably definitely getting it somewhere else. Hey, Kane. This is what I'm using. I'm using the LMS resurfacing, peel, and reset. So I used number 1 on my face first, and then put the mask over top just to help it like go into my skin a little bit more. Then I rinse that off and then use number 2. I only do that about once a week because you're not supposed to do it every day. So my thing with like the dancing videos is we all know she's doing it for attention. Like we all know that. We all know that she's doing it for attention. She's clearly not getting the attention that she wants at home. And this is like her way of getting some kind of positive reinforcement. Because if you look at those dancing videos, exactly, she's trying to reel in another guy. If you look at those videos of her dancing, they're getting a lot of likes. Not enough that somebody with 9 million followers should be getting, right? With 9 million followers, she should be getting 1 to 2, at least 1 million likes on every post. With somebody with 9 million followers should be getting that much. But she doesn't. Hey, Shorty. But she doesn't. Like, she's only getting 19,000 likes, which is very, very low for someone who has 9 million followers. This is how you're supposed to tie it. This is how you're supposed to tie the robe. So if you don't tie it like this and you tie it from in the back, watch the difference. I'm going to show you. So if I tie it from in the back and come around, when I do stuff, it's going to open up in the chest. So you'll be able to like, this part will pop open, right? But if you do it the other way, like this, it's not going to pop open right here. So you won't have to worry about like showing your stuff. It's a little more secure. Yeah, this is the way you're supposed to do it. Doing it from the back is the wrong way. Y'all, I was thinking about doing a dancing video. I got to ask Gypsy to teach me because I am just not the best. So we need her to teach us how to do it. She's dropping in views. It's like crazy. People are not following her. People are not supporting her. Like people are getting so tired of her. Thank you. My bathtub is big. It's really big. It's, what are they called? It's a garden tub. Is that what they are? She thinks that she looks cute. But I think if she's trying to get attention, I guess that's a way that she can do it. Oh God. Somebody said something about the next thing Gypsy will be doing is OF. And she was like, I'm a classy girl. I would never do something like that. Like, bitch, we all heard what you did in the Foia. You are not fucking classy. Sitting in a bathtub, dumping barbecue sauce and ketchup on your body. You are not classy. You are trashy. You are bayou fucking trash and will always be bayou trash. Like, so yeah. OnlyFans is definitely screaming for her. Hey, Lynn. Oh, that's what people were saying, but we can't really prove that that's true. That one was the baby's birthday and the other one was a different birthday. We can't prove that that's true. So hey, Jess. So I don't want to thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the love. So I don't really want to like continue that narrative because I don't know if that's true and I don't want to say something that isn't factual and be wrong. Because you know how people are. And then this is just lash serum that I get from The Ordinary. And I just do the top lash and the bottom lash and then my eyebrows. I don't know if it actually works in my eyebrows or not, but every so often, if you look really close at my eyebrows, you can see that I have white hairs in them. Can you see that? That is so weird. I started getting white hairs in my eyebrows. Can you see that? I started getting white hairs in my eyebrows when I was like 26. Why? I don't know. But hey, Cozy Literary Brew. I don't think that Gypsy is pretty either, but there are a lot of people who seem to think that she is. Like, there are a lot of people who be in her comments talking about, you're so pretty, Gypsy. You're so pretty. Your body is tea. Your body is tea. And I'm like, her body is tea? What? I don't think her body looks that good. I mean, yours are almost all white. I only have a couple of white ones on each side. I don't mind them. I just cover them up. She's not. She's literally using filters to make herself look skinnier. How do you do that? Which filter is that? I want that one. I want a filter that makes me look skinnier. I bet she paid for that one. I'm not paying for a filter. I'll just look what I look like. Bajork, you make an excellent point. She said, I would think that Gypsy would have trauma being in the bathroom, but no trauma. It doesn't bring up any chronic post-traumatic stress, nothing. She's totally fine sitting in the bathroom for hours on live stream. Oh, I was taking magnesium. I take magnesium to help me go to sleep. Magnesium gummies. And then I take California poppy and valerian root for sleep. It's a natural sedative. It works really, really well. I have CPTSD as well. And I will tell you guys the story. I was going to make a video about it and then I backed off because I was like, I don't know if this will bring up trauma for other people. So I didn't want to, I didn't want to trigger anybody else with my video. So I just left it alone. But I'll tell you guys. So when I was younger, I was in a really abusive relationship. Like from the time I was 14 until I was 20, I was with the same person. And it does taste good. It tastes really good. I was with the same person for all 6 years. Katie, if you send me a message, I'll send you the link for the one that I use. I usually get it in a 2-pack. They have it to where you can buy it with alcohol in it or alcohol free, but because I'm a recovering alcoholic, I get mine alcohol free. But you can buy it with alcohol in it. It's a natural sedative to help you sleep. They have a bunch of natural herbs and supplements, like so much. The website is called Secrets of the Tribe. You can look it up. They have everything that you can possibly think of. So, I was in this relationship for 6 years and he was very, very violent, very violent. He would get drunk, he would get abusive, or he would get high and get abusive. So like the other night when my son and I were in that argument and he was drunk, it like mentally took me back to when I was in that relationship. And it was like something triggered in me mentally that I was myself, but my son wasn't my son. It was like I was back in that same environment all over again. And the only thing that I could think of was don't let him hurt you like you did before. And I was going to do everything that I could to like make sure that he didn't hurt me. So I like went and I got my bat and I was holding my bat like this to try to keep him from like coming towards me. And somehow or another, like in that argument, he turned me around and then like my back was up against his chest and he had gotten the bat and like had it up underneath my throat. So I had to like reach around and like grab him to remove myself from that situation. But it triggered a lot of trauma associated with that relationship. And I like in that moment, it was hard for me to like separate that this is my son, not a, quote unquote boyfriend. Because all I was thinking was I need to protect myself. And that's what I did. But things like that, like you don't know what is going to trigger you when you have dealt with post-traumatic stress and you've dealt with traumatizing situations for your entire life. And the fact that she never shows any signs of triggering any sort of trauma, it tells you a lot about the fact that her trauma is not real. Because if her trauma was in fact real, I feel like there would be more stories of her like having a trigger of a situation that reminded her of something traumatic. She was able to get tattoos, no problem. She was able to go get surgery, no problem. She was able to have a baby, no problem. Like she's been able to do all these different things that you would think, going to the sex shop, buying whips, chains, and dog collars. Like if she had actually been chained up to a bed with a dog collar, the last thing that she would want is to have a fucking dog collar around her neck and handcuffs. It just to me it just doesn't make sense. The math isn't mathing. The trauma triggers don't seem to really be trauma triggers. And for someone who is supposedly having, a lifetime full of trauma, she certainly doesn't act like it. Oh, it's okay. Right. If she had real trauma, she wouldn't be like thirst trapping on the damn on the internet. Bree, I don't think Bree is a true friend. I don't think that Bree understands like how to be a true friend. I think that she has become, thank you. I think that she has become, the person that defends Gypsy at all costs. And I don't think that that's true friendship. Like in my mind, a friend is someone who tells you when you've done something wrong. A friend is someone who holds you accountable. A friend is someone that wants to see you having a better life. A friend is not someone who is going to go online and threaten other people on your behalf. Thank you, Beatnik. I also think that Bree is very codependent. I think Gypsy is too. I think that they thrive off of one another because they are both very codependent, very narcissistic, and very toxic. I think that they both enjoy this toxic dynamic that they have where they're each kind of, what's the best way to word it? They're kind of both feeding off of one another and creating drama back and forth off of the other person. They're kind of bouncing toxicity back and forth, if that makes sense. Yeah, I saw that new video. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. Somebody showed it to me on Reddit, so let me see if I can pull it up. I'm not going to be on for much longer, probably another 15 minutes, shorty. Okay, here it is. We're going to. That ass, if you a ball player, I'm trying to recruit that ass. Said I just like ice cream. Like, I'm trying to recruit that ass. Said I just like ice cream. You want to scoop that ass? Turn around, do the ground, Uncle Luke that ass. Say they shooting. I don't understand. I don't understand what all that is about. Like, what is the point in all this? Is she just trying to quote unquote have fun? Is that what that's about? Yeah, I also think that Gypsy is way too comfortable trying to ruin other people's life. And I think Bree is too. I think both Gypsy and Bree enjoy, like, I think they enjoy the drama of talking shit about this person. Like, let's just use me as an example. I think that they enjoy talking shit about me and them both like ganging up on me. You know what I mean? I think that they enjoy feeling like they have power together. It's TikTok trends. I don't think I've seen anyone doing that trend. I'm going to look it up. Let's look it up. What would it be called? It was that a Nicki Minaj song? Was that a Nicki Minaj song? I don't know rap at all. Please help me. Hey, Natalie. She's practicing for her job. It's Cardi B. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, so this is what everybody else is doing. This is what the actual dance trend looks like. She is so far behind, like mentally. These are kids. These are kids doing this trend. Like none of these. This is those are females in their 20s, not in their 30s. Now, I'm not saying that there's an age limit for anything. Toot that ass if you want, do whatever you want to do. I just think that it's interesting. It's interesting that this is what she's choosing to post online. She needs a job. She says she doesn't have time for a hobby, but has time to do that. Right. Most moms do not have time to do dance trends because they're fucking being a parent. Yeah, toot that ass if you want. Do it if you want. There's nothing wrong with, doing a dance trend and having a good time. Like, we're all allowed to have a good time. Yeah, they're all hyping her up in the comments because they're young and they think that she lived through all this trauma. And I can see where it is somewhat of an inspiring story if it were true, but it's not. And even if it was supposedly an inspiring story, why? It's not because she murdered her mom. And so I said in my video, I was like, I know that Gypsy did not do everything that she did not try. She did not try to do everything possible before unaliving her mom. And Brie was like, how do I know that? Because her mother is fucking dead. That's how I know that. Because if she had actually tried to do other things besides murder, her mother would still be here. That's how I know. You leave an abusive relationship, you don't kill them. You leave it. You legitimately could have gotten up and fucking walked out of the house. The same way you opened the door to let Nicholas inside was the same way you could have gotten your happy ass up and walked out of the fucking house. And her excuse is, well, my mother would have found me. My mother would have told them that I was incompetent. All it would have taken was her talking to the fucking police, and they would have known that she was not incompetent. Like, the excuses don't make sense. They don't make sense. She's a very well-spoken person. You heard how she spoke in the interrogation. She was very well-spoken. Any cop would have been like, yeah, this girl knows what she's talking about. She's 24 years old. There's no reason for her to be at home. She can leave if she wants to. But she wants people to believe that she had no choice. And it's just not fucking true. I'm so glad I think like you guys. There's just so many fucking stupid people out there that piss me off. Yes, the same as that, the same way that she was able to buy Nicholas a fucking bus ticket, she could have bought herself a bus ticket, gotten on the bus, and went anywhere in the world. How would her mom have been able to find her then? She could have taken, not anywhere in the world, you know what I'm saying? She could have taken a fucking Greyhound bus to Louisiana if she wanted to, and left and gone to live with her dad. If she had tried everything, her mother would still be here. Bottom fucking line. I don't know that Dan called Dee Dee. I think Gypsy called Dee Dee herself. The same way that she said in the interrogation when she got to Nicholas's house, she saw that he had like Spider-Man sheets or whatever on his bed. It probably wasn't exactly Spider-Man, but the same way that she was talking shit about Nicholas, saying, I thought it was going to be different, was probably the same thing that she was saying about Dan. And as soon as it's not what she thinks it's going to be, she wants to turn around and go the other way. We've seen this. This is a pattern. It's not like this is a new thing. It's a pattern that she's shown us over and over and over again. Dan wasn't what she thought it was going to be, so she called her mom and was like, okay, I made a mistake. Come get me. Nicholas, she didn't think that it was what she thought it was going to be. So what did she do? She got online posting those things saying that her mother was dead. So they would come find her and arrest him, and she'd be able to go on her merry way. She didn't think that she was going to get arrested. When things weren't going her way with Ryan, what did she do? She got up and left. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. She expects things to be one way, and when they're not that way, she doesn't want to have nothing to do with it because she has no idea what the real life is about. She lives in a fucking fantasy land. And because she lives in fantasy land, she'll never be satisfied because she's always looking for the next best thing. You know, it's that thing that and I said this last night, I'll be happy when I have this baby. I'll be happy when I have Ken. I'll be happy when I have this house. I'll be happy when my mother's gone. I'll be happy when I can just be who I want to be. She's constantly chasing this I'll be happy when fantasy, and she's never going to get it, because when you're constantly chasing the next best thing, you're never satisfied. Thank you, honesty vibes only. I don't know that people knew if people knew Dee Dee had cancer or not. I don't know. Yeah, she was planning. So everyone says that Gypsy was planning to unalive her mother for 2.5 years. She was with Nicholas for 2.5 years, but the first time that she attempted to kill her mom was in 2011. So she was actually planning for 4 years. Actually planning for four. Yeah, everybody wants to act like Gypsy was a child when all this shit happened. She wasn't. She was a full-grown fucking adult. Yeah, I believe that too, random chick that she's having an identity crisis. She doesn't know who she is. And she thinks that pretending to be like all these young girls on TikTok is going to somehow make her feel like she belongs. I mean, imagine, feeling like you were the odd man out all your life, and now all of a sudden you're so popular and people are looking up to you and people admire you and people care about you and are saying how pretty you are, this, that, and the other. It's given her a big head. The comments are coming in so fast. Hold on. Mia Ash says, I sound miserable and jealous. Oh, that's good. I must have zero. What? I must have zero in my life. I must have zero in my life. Giving her so much hate. Zero what? Aaron, if you're talking about the Life After Lockup series on Lifetime, I think it's supposed to be like about her journey after prison. Yeah, I think that they obviously pay trolls to come in here and fuck with people's lives. Because they're bored. One to call me bored. Did I see the pictures from outside of the house? You talking about Dee Dee's home? I did. I've seen all of those photos. Yeah, I've seen all of those photos. Thank you, Violet. I have spent a lot of time decorating my little house. I did just drink apple cider vinegar and water. My house is pretty cozy. Hold on. What time is it here? It's 9:42. Hold on. I'll show you more little cozy things about my house. Give me just 1 second. Mm-mm. Did you see that? Isn't that cool? Okay, hold on. This is like the Aurora Borealis lights. Isn't that cool? Hold on. I have different hues. So I can change it to like whatever I want. That's my night light. Isn't that fun? On the Ivory Rose situation, I don't know what's going on with Ivory Rose. I haven't seen the pink moon. I know it's tonight. Is it out now? I don't think that she did profit from the sale of the house. Those particular lights are Philips Hue, Hue. And when you buy the Philips Hue lights, it comes with this app right here, the Hue app. And in the Hue app, you can download different scenes. Like, see all of these are my favorite scenes, and then you just click on the scene that you want and it'll change the lights for you. It'll change the color, it'll change everything. They're pretty cool. So I have two because the lights that I have, see, there's one there and one there above my island. So I have two. So I have two, and then it shows the right light and the left light. So whenever you hook it up to your app, you can turn, the right one off if you don't want that one on, or turn it on. So you can literally change the colors depending on your mood. Katie, I think that you would like this. If you have a little island in your home where you want, like, where you have like lights hanging up like that, I think that they're really cool to have. Even if you have one light hanging down like that, it's really cool to have. Thank you for the heart puff. And then I have pretty little LED lights all over. Yeah, the lights under the cabinet, I really love that. So if you can see I've got lights underneath all of the cabinetries over there, and I have it on the top. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love my little cozy place. All of our rooms have LED lights in them. It was something that I really wanted, so that we could all, express our moods in different ways through the lighting. You think my place is big? I think it's tiny. I've been wanting to move into a bigger place. But now I don't think that I'll have to, since my son isn't here anymore. I feel bad that he's not here, but he's still drinking. So he needs to be sober if he wants to live here. I love the lights. I have lights outside too that I keep on all the time. They're Christmas lights, but I don't care. So I think that once my lease is up, I won't renew, because we live in an apartment and this one's 3 bedrooms. I don't think I'll renew the lease here. Depending on if my son is sober at that time or not, I'll probably just move me and my daughter into a 2-bedroom, depending on if he's sober or not. If he's sober, then, I'll move us into a nice 3-bedroom home. But if he's not, then I'll move me and my daughter into another 2-bedroom, like condo or something. Yeah, that's what I was asking about the full moon tonight. What time is it supposed to come out? I love my son and I want the best for him, but sometimes wanting the best for someone else isn't enough for them to quit doing what they're doing. And because my sobriety and my peace matter to me, I can't have an alcoholic living in my home. I mean, it's a trigger. Not saying that because he's drinking, I would drink, but it's a trigger. You don't know what is going to trigger you, right? Like, my sobriety matters to me. And if he doesn't respect my sobriety enough to stay sober, then he can be drunk somewhere else. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I know it is hard. Katie, I have a Blink camera in my home, and Blink actually makes those doorbell cameras. From what I know about Blink, they're the least expensive like camera subscription. You can add it on if you have an Amazon if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can add the Blink camera on every month for like $3.99, and it will record for you. You can hook it up without having to add on like the recordings like to the cloud or whatever. You can hook it up for free. Like, my Blink camera was I paid for the camera obviously, but if I just wanted it in the home to alert me when somebody came in and out and not have any recording, that wouldn't cost me anything. But because I want it to record so that I can go back and look, it's $3.99 a month. It's not very expensive. Look into the Amazon Blink camera. I think that you would like that. Oh, you can buy an SD card to record. I didn't know that. Good for you, Miss Anonymous. I've been sober since 2018, and it's been a very long road of sobriety, and I'm really proud of myself for staying sober this long. This is the longest time that I've ever had sober, other than from birth to 14 years of age. But I don't think that counts, because I mean, you're a child. So from birth to 14 was the longest period of sobriety, and then I was on and off from 14 until 36, I guess. 36. And now this is the longest period of sobriety that I have. And I love my son. I want my son to be sober. But me wanting him to be sober isn't enough. Like, he needs to want to be sober for himself. And I just personally don't want the chaos, stress, and drama that comes with alcoholics. I know what that brings. My mother was an alcoholic, and there was always chaos, drama, stress. He's 19. He'll be 20 in December. So I don't want the drama of it. That's another thing that pisses me off too, Katie, is that Gypsy says that she was addicted to pills. Like, girl, get the fuck out of here. She was not addicted to nothing. Oh, you want to order an AI puppy? I'll have to help you figure that out, Buffy. I prefer my life sober, if I'm being totally honest. She had nothing in her system when she went to jail, and she literally was not going through any sort of withdrawal. If you were taking Xanax and pills and all that kind of shit, like, you would have been going through some sort of physical withdrawal. I'm doing the best thing for myself and for him. He doesn't know it at the time. He doesn't know it right now. Like, I'm sure he's upset that he doesn't have his bed to sleep in and all of that. But I gave him 2 years. I gave him 2 years of continuing to try to help him, trying to help him. And he just kept doing it anyway. I've enabled him for the last 2 years, and I said, I'm not going to do it anymore. He is still working. Yeah. He is still working, which is good. He has his job. So that at least gives him something to do. But Saturdays are hard for him because he doesn't have anything to do, and he hasn't figured out how to cope with his feelings without drinking. He'll get there. I don't know when, but he'll get there. I sent him a message earlier and I was like, I know Saturdays have been rough for you. I'm here if you'd like to talk. And by that time, he had already started drinking. So I'm not going to talk to him after he's been drinking. Being sober is a lot of work, but I think being sober is more rewarding. And at least you don't have the added stress of, like having issues with the law, not remembering what you did the night before, waking up feeling like you don't know what you did, but you did something fucked up, and feeling like you have to apologize to whoever you were with because you're not sure what the fuck you might have done. That, to me, like, being sober is worth remembering what I did the previous day. Yep, addicts want to have to be helped. I can't do anything anymore. Like I said, I gave him a place to stay. I tried to help him get sober, and he kept proving to me that he didn't want my help. And the weekend that I was telling you about, when him and I got into that altercation, that was it for me, because like that brought back a whole different type of trauma that I wasn't expecting to experience with my own child. And I'm not going to put myself through that situation again. I've been there already, and I'm not going to go through it again. Not with my own kid, and definitely not with like another boyfriend type of partner. I learned my lesson, to stay away from people who are violent and drunk and aggressive. So being sober is one less problem. It's more than one less problem, if I'm being honest. I think being sober is like 10 less problems. I'm glad that your son did that, Kathleen. I'm really looking forward to the day that my son does the same thing. And I know he will. He's struggling right now with trying to figure out like who he is, and the problems that he's created into his own life. What is it, Karen? I missed what you wrote. I'm going to have a live watch party Monday with the oh, cool. That's awesome, Karen. I never understood why Gypsy was like watching herself watch her show, and the live is on them rather than the TV. Like, I don't understand that. That's amazing, Christy. Congratulations on 5 years sober. I've been talking to my son about going to rehab, about going to detox, and he just doesn't seem ready yet. You are not alone. I think I spent about the same 20 years in and out of addiction. But I was addicted to more than just alcohol. It didn't matter what it was, honestly. I was like a trash can. I would take it. Whatever it was, I would do it. I didn't care. I have not watched The Good American Family. We were going to watch that Netflix show, Bad Influence. But I forgot that my daughter's prom was tonight, so we didn't get to do that. But we were going to watch that this evening. We'll do it tomorrow. It's weird that she's constantly like watching herself on live. Like, I don't get that. Have you not seen it, Katie? It is good. It is a very, very good documentary about kid influencing. I've also mentioned that to him too, Christy, because I did the same thing. After I left that abusive relationship that I was in whenever I was 20, I moved to Texas and lived with my older sister for like 2 years and got sober when I was there, came back, and I actually met my kid's father. And I ended up moving back home, and I started drinking and using drugs again because I was back living with my mom, and my mom was very much enabling my toxic behavior. She didn't try to influence me to have better behavior or make good choices or anything. So every time I like left home, I would get clean, and then when I would come back, I would start using again. And it was like the same thing because I was, living with my mom and her drama and everything. It was just like I would fall back into the same pattern all over again. So I've mentioned to him that getting away and completely starting over would be beneficial. Just getting away from everyone. Yes, Karen, I've been watching Happy Face. Thank you. Thank you so much. Isn't her watching herself so fucking bizarre? Like, why is she doing that? Christy, I won't either. I won't date a man or talk to a man who drinks or uses drugs. I won't. It's too triggering for me. It's on Paramount, I believe. I was waiting for them all to come out for us to hang out and watch that. It's weird. I don't understand why she's like watching herself. And it looks like in some of the comments, like in the live, people are asking her to turn the camera around onto the TV. And even when they're asking her, she still doesn't do it. For me, because she's got to be a mom, she doesn't stop being a mom just because she goes live. For me, it would be easier to have the camera facing the TV so that I could be a mom and not have my child on live, right? Like that would be the smart thing to do. I don't want to be around it either. That's why it was really hard for me to have my son living in the home the past couple of years with him drinking and doing all these weird things. Yeah, I could like the energy was just off in the house. The energy was just totally off. It's also funny too because let me show you while while he was here, I killed 3 of those plants, those money trees. I killed 3 of them. And now this one is growing so big. See it? It's growing so big. And this one didn't grow at all. It was like stuck. It wasn't growing at all. That one. And ever since he's left the house, they've just sprouted out, which is crazy. But I could tell that the energy was off in the house. Soleil Souffle said, I thought I'd hit the jackpot with my second husband because he didn't drink, but he was a bigger asshole than the drunk boyfriend that I had. That's wild. I'm glad you're not with him anymore, though. Drunk people love to call and talk to you on the phone. Bree did look awkward on the live. She did. She looked awkward when her and Gypsy were hanging out together, like what they filmed together. She looked awkward on that too. I believe alcohol is demonic as well. I believe addiction is demonic. You're just letting in all these evil spirits into your body. But those plants, I mean, they have grown so much just in the 2 weeks that he's been gone. The entire energy has shifted in the house. It's crazy. It does. It lowers your vibrations. And right now, the energy in the house is very high, very high vibration. Very like love and light and happiness and joy. Like my entire energy shifted. It sucks to say that. It does. It sucks to say that because I love my kid. I love my kid. However, it is what it is. I haven't watched the Happy Face documentary. What I was watching was the fictional show that Melissa Moore produced about the Happy Face killer, like her point of view, her perspective of everything. It's honestly, it's what's the best way to describe it? It's very narcissistic. She presents herself as like this savior to the Dr. Greg show, and that she saves this man that was on death row for being convicted of one of the murders that her dad was supposedly the person that had done. And so it's very narcissistic. Like I said, she paints herself as the hero. Thank you, Christy. I appreciate your prayers for him. You can tell, you can feel it. Like my energy's different over the last couple of weeks. I don't have all that stress sitting on my shoulder. I slept so good the first couple of days he was gone. I didn't have to worry about getting a phone call in the middle of the night. Like, I don't think that people realize that when you have kids, they turn into young adults. They turn into teenagers and they turn into young adults. They're really cute at that age from birth until like 7, 8 years old. That's like the fun time. And then after that, things start to really change because they become their own person. And a lot of people don't realize that you don't have control over your children the way that you think that you will before you have them. You know, once they turn into the person that they are, that's who they are. Like, you don't have control over them. You can't make them think a certain way. You can't make them do certain things. Like, they are their own person. And when they do things that you have no control over, it can be scary. It can be scary. It's a scary thing to be a parent. Yeah. It's really scary getting phone calls in the middle of the night. I've had phone calls from my son several times in the middle of the night needing me to come and rescue him from his own actions. Both Melissa and Gypsy are narcissistic. Both of them are. And Gypsy is in for a very huge, rude awakening, because you can only control a child for so long. That's why we were going to watch the Bad Influence documentary, because I was saying last night that I felt like Gypsy would turn into Piper Raquel's mother and exploit Aurora online for clicks, views, and money. So at one point, Piper Raquel was making $500,000 a month. What would you do for $500,000 a month? Would you exploit your child for $500,000 a month? It's hard to say yes or no when that type of money is presented to you. You know, it's hard. She says that she's not going to end up on OF Christie, that she's too classy for OF. As if the girls on OF are trashy. There's a lot of girls on there that are really gorgeous. Gorgeous girls, very classy girls. Yeah, I heard she had already made it an Instagram for Aurora too. I did. I heard that too. It's like she's preparing us for it. And that's what she usually does. She usually prepares everyone before she does something. Gypsy doesn't have an ounce of class. She's Bayou trash. OnlyFans, it's an adult website where you can sell naked pictures and videos of yourself to gross men online. I don't know if they're all gross, but you know. All right, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. It was so lovely to chat with y'all. We will be back, and we will be back a little bit early tomorrow so that we can actually watch Bad Influence. Just like she said she wouldn't show the baby. Exactly. She's a fucking liar. She has absolutely no morals and no integrity. You can't trust a fucking thing she says. She will be on there with her toothbrush, and there's some people that actually like that. You know, there's some people out there that got weird fetishes and would love to see Gypsy Rose masturbate with a toothbrush. They would love that. So who knows what the future holds, but as we can see, she's getting very desperate for money, very desperate for attention, very desperate for views. So I can see her hitting the OnlyFans streets and pouring barbecue sauce on her. There's people out there that love that shit. They're like, the dirtier, the kinkier, the better. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I was thinking probably like 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love you. Bye.